joining me today. My name is Michelle Ainza, and I am the Director of Embodied Practice, Yoga Alliance RYS, and School of SoYoDa, Somatics, Yoga, and Dance. Thank you all for joining me today. This is going to be a special class. For those of you who don't know, the entire West Coast has been on fire for almost a week, and our air quality is very poor, incredibly unhealthy, and at times it has been hazardous. Health officials have recommended that we should not be exercising strenuously in any way, not just outdoors, but also indoors. So today, our class will be only 30 minutes rather than our regular 60 minutes, and it's going to be a gentle SoYoDa class, geared towards restoration and healing. So as you move today in your practice, I want you to make choices that serve you. If I offer something that does not feel good on your body and that you need to modify, please do so. Remember that this is a live class, so you get to make the choices. Always, what serves you is the right thing. What else? This is a donation-based class. Donations are through Venmo or PayPal via Michelle Ainza. That's with one L, A-I-N-Z-A. If you cannot donate, it's okay. Donate what you can. Let's see, what else shall I tell you? I'm in the process of creating a wealth of a library of videos for YouTube, and that's going to be coming up soon. So I'll be doing less live videos and more work for YouTube. So please be aware of that and subscribe to my channel under my name, Michelle Ainza. And again, because the air quality, whether you're indoors or outdoors, you should be indoors, is still strenuous. I have respiratory issues and asthma. So even speaking can be a little bit challenging. So we're going to be moving slowly, gently, and mindfully today. All right, so without further ado, let's begin. For those of you who've taken my class before, this is the Bartenia Fundamentals lying stand position. Looks like this. Lying down on the ground with the soles of the feet grounding into the earth, thus the standing part. Take a moment here to close the eyes or soften your focus, bringing your awareness to your breath. Breathing in and out, observing without judgment. Take this opportunity to deepen into the breath. Notice the rise and fall of the chest as we breathe in and out. Notice how the shape of the body shifts with each inhale and exhale. We are not static. There's a lot of movement within us, and our breath is amplifying that. Deepen more into the breath. Balance the breath out. Even emphasis on the inhale and exhale. The weight pours into the back body and we melt into the earth. The adult human body is composed of water, and that varies, but approximately 65-70% of water is within our bodies. There's a lot of mobility, flow moving through us. Oftentimes it's subconscious so we don't notice it. Other times, like in a vinyasa, asana practice or dance class, we're amplifying that movement, making it larger, and we're consciously aware of it. What I want you to do now is bring your awareness to the water, to the fluid that's within you, and move it around from within the organs, the bloodstream, the lungs. Feel the restorative energy of water moving through you, cleansing the body with each breath in and out. And as we set an intention today for our practice, I want that intention to revolve around the idea of restoration and healing. How can we heal from within so that we can heal our environment, our community? Draw that intention into the body now through the nose. And as we exhale, sigh it out of the mouth. Press all the air out. Get rid of the toxins. Let it go. Good. And again, inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Let it go. Sigh it out. With your next in-breath, reach your arms and legs in opposite directions. As if you woke up in the morning and you're yawning. And some of us might just be waking up. On your next exhale, hug those knees into your chest. And then rock your legs gently from side to side. Nice, everybody. Release your low back. And then plant your feet right back down in your lying stand position. Inhale, spread your arms wide. Exhale, diagonal knee reach, Bartenia fundamentals. And again, if you've taken my class before, this is a diagonal line through the body. Feel free to just kind of rock it out. Allow the fluid within the body to just jostle through you. And then let it go. Arm circles overhead. We soften through the sternum as we open up the back body. This is great data rotation in the arm joint. And see if you can take your focus with your hand or to your hand. Tracking the hand with the eyes so that we don't lock our focus or our head in one spot. We're traveling, we're flowing. Good. We're just going to open that right back up into your lying stand position. Big inhale. Exhale, switching sides. Diagonal knee reach. Nice long line here. And then maybe you find another easy rock. Good. Releasing out of that. Arm circles. Continue to observe sensations without judgment. Good. Allow that motion, the circling motion, to shape your body. So as we move the body consciously, our body shapes. Use your breath to amplify that a little bit more. Back to your lying stand position. Draw one knee in. Doesn't matter which one. We're going to do both sides. Press that opposite leg through and just flex through the feet. Place that hand onto the hip as you guide the leg out for external rotation. I want your hip and your ribs to stay down so that we're still breathing into the back body. And then allow the femur, that's your thigh bone, to rotate and move. Explore the range of motion kindly in the hip socket. From here, you're going to cross the midline and draw that opposite leg underneath as if you're sitting in a chair with your legs crossed. And then we're going to hug in here very gently. Feel your rotators of your hips opening up as well as the low back. We'll just spread that open into figure 4. And then use the elbow to apply just a little bit of pressure onto your femur, your thigh bone. Good. We want to avoid pressure on the knee. Always. Breathe into the back body. Open up through the hips. On your exhale, lower your foot down. Keep your figure 4 crossing, arms out to the side, and guide the legs into a figure 4 twist here. Now we're going to open this up through the hips. You'll feel it in your glutes, your low back. Continue to expand through your sternum. Staying connected to the breath. And one more inhale. As we exhale, press the air out, and then guide the legs back up. Draw the knee in, plant the foot down, switch sides. Switching the legs now, pressing through the feet. Find some strength here. Hand onto the hip as we guide the opposite leg out to the side. External rotation in the hip joint. And then mobilize here in your hip joint in a way that serves you. Gently, easily. Eventually we cross the midline of the body. We draw that lower leg in and up. And we just hug in. Lots of hugging, motion drawing in, which is going to compress our organs a little bit, which helps detoxify. You'll feel that pressing out a little bit. And then we release, open into a figure four, stretch. Good, again applying just an easy pressure on the thigh bone, avoiding the knee. Let's see if we can relax the shoulders a little bit more, as well as the jaw. Going back to the breath. One more inhale. Exhale, keep your figure four crossing as you lower the foot down, guide the leg over. Figure four twist. Expand through the chest, expand into the upper back. Again, there is an even balance, not only in your breath, but in the front and back body. As we exhale, we press the air out. The navel will draw in slightly and then guide those legs right back up. Good. Lower your foot down. In here, we're going to find a modified heel rock. It's because we are in a lying stand position that's not truly a heel rock. It's just a rocking motion, engaging the inner thighs and allowing the motion again. Allow everything to jostle. More than half of our body is comprised of water. Allow that to move with you. Allow the rock to move out through the crown of the head. Let go of tension in the neck, in the jaw. Good. All right, spreading out, big X. Exhale, core distal close to one side. Doesn't matter which side, we're gonna do both. It looks like this. Inhale, spread right back out with your inhale. Exhale, close second side. We're just closing in towards our center. Inhale, spreading out. I want to do that again with you. I'm just going to face the camera from a different perspective. Exhale, close to the right. It's a soft closing in. Inhale, spread out. And again, second side. Inhale, reaching out. Good. And so that was a core distal closing. Now we're going to do a distal initiation. So distal edges, fingertips and toes are going to lead. And we're going to find the diagonals of the body. All right, so first what we're going to do is we're going to take the right hand and we're going to allow the hand to reach in towards the sternum and then distally walk up through the opposite arm as if someone's pulling your hand, and you're going to spiral and then unspiral into a big X on your stomach. Good. Now, your right toes cross the midline of the body. You spiral to unspiral. There's a follow through with the hand. Second side. Use your breath. Allow that motion to just get into all those sticky spots in the spine. This is a spiral, so we are twisting the spine and then we find neutrality. Switch, going right back. All right, now we're going to lead with the toes and open back up with the hands. All right, right toes cross the midline and then shoot down. Now we don't want to pop the ribs and get into the low back. We're just going to allow this to spiral you. Big X. Now, that same side, your arm reaches up and back. And you'll feel that nice big opening through the pecs. Oh, that's such a great feeling. I could do that every day. Big X, second side. Move with the breath. Open it up. Open up the pecs. Spiral to unspiral. Let it go. Good, everyone. Lying stand position. We're going to go back into our drop leg swings, adding arm circles on our backs. And we're going to do that with a body half pattern through Bartenia Fundamentals. So let's give that a shot. We've all done this before. If you've taken my class, this is not new material, but if you're new to my class, just take what you can. If something's not resonating, it's okay. You can let it go. Here we go. We're going to drop, swing the leg, and the arm circle happens at the exact same time. So we're starting nice and slow, and then you just keep switching sides. Your toes stay on the floor the whole time, and you're moving back into your lying stand position with a firm grounding here. Just a couple more. Allow your arm and your leg to move through the socket. Find your breath. Now we're going to add the opening up of the inner thigh, maintaining their circles of the arms. Let's do that. Ready? And here we go. Drop, swing. Now allow the leg to open up to the side. Go right back from where you came from. Lying stand position. Second side. Drop, swing. Open up the inner thigh. Go back. Lying stand position. With a little bit more sense of release. It looks like this. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more time. Here we go. Move at the tempo that serves you. Stay connected with the breath. 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice, everyone. Hug your knees back in. Let's rock forward and back here for a moment. Making our way into a tabletop. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips, neutral spine. Start to move through cat-cow tilts with your breath. So as we inhale, the head and the tailbone move upwards. And as we exhale, the head and the tailbone move downwards. Now, any modifications you like, honor that. Could be circles. It could be undulating the spine, bending the elbows, shifting your weight, whatever you need. This is your body. Do what serves you. You'll find your neutral spine and then sit back, knees wider than the hips. Walk your arms forward, child's pose. Let's open up through the sides of the waist. Rest down. Staying here in child's pose as I talk you through this, I want you to consider your breath again and where it was 15 minutes ago to where it is right now. Try to balance it out as we're cleansing the body with our breath. In this child's pose, stretching the arms forward, feel free to find some lateral motion so that you can walk your hands to one side and continue to rest down. Your forehead is resting. Your sits bones, where we sit, are releasing towards the heels. They might not touch the heels. That's okay. Breathe into the sides of the lungs. Now the lungs have a lot of fluid in them, naturally. It's like 75% water in lungs or something like that. And switch sides for those lateral stretches. Even our bones have like 30% of water in them. They're fibrous, spongy materials. They're not stiff. We are not static beings. There's a lot of flow and liquid within us. Keep breathing into the side of the waist. Come back to your center, rise right back up. We're going to find a modified plank with those knees down. Yes, Chaturanga Dandasana. This is a tricep push-up all the way down. Inhale, Cobra. Cobra is a heart opener. Roll the shoulder blades down and then press your heart forward so there's still a lift up out of the spine. If you prefer another heart opener, as we are in Sphinx, I might have said Cobra. In Sphinx, you might choose Cobra or Upward Facing Dog. On our exhale, we lower down, hands by ribs. Tuck the toes. Modified plank, lift up. Plank, Downward Facing Dog. 5 luscious, 3-dimensional breaths. Balance it out here in Downward Facing Dog. Feel free to tread your feet, opening up your calf muscles. Be mindful that we don't accidentally kind of release into the ribs here. It can be easy to do at times. We're still very much engaged and lifted. This is an active position. Downward Facing Dog is an inversion. It's also considered to be restorative, but it is quite active. And you will notice that when you're in it. There's a lot of activity going on. We're pressing and grounding in through the hands and the feet. We're still lifting, engaging the muscles up. Nice, everyone. With your next in-breath, float one leg up. Again, it does not matter which side you are doing. We will do both. Whew, okay. Open up the hips, Scorpion Dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Plant the foot in between the hands. Runner's lunge. Knee over ankle. Roll your shoulder blades down here for a moment. Lower your back knee if this feels okay, and see if you can get up here into a nice little hip opener. I like to place my hand down towards the tailbone to ensure that I'm not getting into the low back. You can always reach arms up, whatever serves you. Place your hands down on the mats, floor, blocks, whatever you need, and extend to this front leg. Say hello to the calf and the back of the thigh, hamstring muscles. Good. Transfer your weight forward, and then just slide that back knee in. Let go of the shoulders. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, revolve, twist, spiral, however you want to see it. You're taking your focus with you too. In twists, we can actually, we are finding some pressure onto the organs. We're wringing them out, so to speak, kind of like a wet towel, letting go of toxins. And with our air quality as it is, there's probably more than we think is actually in there. So we're wringing those organs out, and we're flushing the system with the breath. So with each inhale, we're lengthening and we're drawing in oxygen. And as we exhale, we can release out, literally and metaphorically, of what no longer serves us. One more inhale here. Exhale, release out, everyone. Good. Untwist. Now, plant your hands right back down and make your way back into a plank, downward facing dog. For those of you who are interested in a vinyasa, you can move through one there. But since this is a gentle SoYoDa class, I'm leaving vinyasas out of it today. Inhale, second leg up. Scorpion dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Plant the foot down. Lunge. Again, feel free to stay here. You can also lower that back knee and rise up. Nice opening through your hip flexor. And again, maybe hands on hips. Reach the arms up, whatever serves you. Ground down, lift, and breathe. Make our way back into our lunge. We'll take the knee, slide it in. Now you're seeing the back perspective of this. So I'm going to twist, and I'm just going to modify a little bit so that I can look at the camera. We inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we spiral, we twist. We continue to wring those organs out. So your shoulders drop away from the ears. And I say drop because they're releasing down. We're not trying to compress the shoulder blades down. We're just allowing there to be a lift actually out through the neck so that your cervical spine and then your skull can all feel a little bit of lightness. Good, one more inhale here. As we exhale, we move out of the spiral. And then we're gonna shift out of that, blink, downward facing dog. Again, if you were interested in a vinyasa, that would have been one right there. Good, now we're gonna walk our feet towards our hands with a generous bend in the knees. And allow your torso to just drop down towards your thighs. Your legs can be wider than your hips here if that feels good. Head is hanging. Interlace your hands behind your back and just stretch the shoulder girdle out. Let that go. Release your hands down, keeping the knees bent. We're going to articulate each vertebrae as we roll up. Knees remain bent the whole time, which is traction up through the spine. Arms rise up overhead. Exhale, hands at the heart center. Narrow your stance. How are you all doing? I'm going to check the screen for a moment. Making sure you're all doing all right. Thank you all for being here. We're going to move here into tree pose. This is a grounding pose. It's also a balance challenge in a sense because we're moving from 2 feet to 1 foot. Take a moment here to place your hands onto your hips and then drop. Good. We're going to start subtly, placing your weight into your right foot. Kickstand method, forward tree pose, is literally like a kickstand. You're placing the ball of the foot down and you're first finding this position. Gradually the foot moves up through the inseam of the leg towards the calf. We avoid applying pressure on the knee, always. Now, if you want to go up higher, if your hips say, oh yeah, let's do this, give it a shot. If your leg, or I should say your foot, is up higher than your knee, press into the inner thigh, and then engage that inner thigh, and then press it into the sole of the foot. And that's going to be midline pressure, giving you a little bit more sense of balance. Hands at the heart center if this serves you. You can also grow the limbs of your tree upwards in any way that serves you. Good, breathe here. Ooh, yeah, one more. Release your foot, parallel position, lower it down. Hands onto hips for a moment, ground down. We externally rotate from the hip to find this kickstand method, moving up into tree. And again, you take this at the level that serves you. I like to start gradually and then make my way up. Each side is different. Take your time with it. Just because you did something one day doesn't mean that it's automatically going to show up that next day. Every day is different. We're constantly evolving as human beings, inside and outside. And so that also includes our physicality. So just because we can move into a shape or an asana one day doesn't mean we're going to get there the other day, and that's all right. We observe without judgment, we remain present. We go back to our intention, restoration and healing from within, so that we can share the restorative and healing energies of our practice with the people that surround us and our environment. We have one more round of breath here. We release the foot. We find parallel again through the leg and we lower the foot down. Widen your legs again just a little bit and then allow your weight to bend down. Interlace your hands now the opposite way. Stretch the shoulder girdle out. Good, release. How am I doing the time? So far, I need to move a little bit. All right, we're gonna find our way into another heart opener. Feel free to move through vinyasa. I'm going into upward facing dog now. My spine feels a little bit more mobile to get here, and then press back, downward facing dog. Lower the knees down. Child's pose with a variation for the arms. So reverse prayer behind your head. It looks like this from behind. From the front, you're lowering down still. We're still down on the ground. You're squeezing your elbows towards your ears so that the elbows don't move out of the way. We're drawing them in. Getting into your triceps. Allow the shoulder blades to drop down. Rising up. Good. We're going to transfer back down onto our backs. So that was all the standing we're doing today. We're going to go back into our big X, and we're going to find a soothing, rocking motion using a body half pattern and stretching the body laterally. Starting from big X. Close to one side. It does not matter which one. This is body half, which means one side closes as the other extends. Then you soften that in. We extend the leg out to the side, and as we do this, I'll show you a little diagonal perspective. I'm using my hands to help lift me up. Reach all the way over for a nice little side stretch. And then allow your head to soften down. Open up the back body. Come right back in. And then open and close like a book. Spread out. Big X. Let's do that again. Second side. Draw it in. Inhale, press up. Reach over. Lateral side stretch. Open up the upper back. Draw the knee in as you lower down. Open and close like a book. Spread out. Again, first side. 1, 2, closing. 3, 4, sitting up. 5, 6, lowering down. 7, 8, 1, 2, open and close like a book. Spreading out. Maintain your breath. Good. Second side. 1, 2, closing. 3, 4, sitting up. 5, 6, keep reaching over. Drop the head, start to lower down. Good. Open and close like a book. Spreading out. 5, 6, 7, 8. Hug those knees back into the chest for a moment. Another embrace. Again, every time we're embracing the body, we're squeezing in towards our organs, which helps flush toxins out, just like twisting does. Finding mobility and rocking motion allows us to find a sense of security and safety, as well as allowing those areas that might have gotten a little stuck to flush out and move around a little bit more. That's what our focus is on today. We're going to go into bridge pose here, everyone. We haven't done this yet in my class. Lower your feet down in line with your sits bones where you sit. You're attempting to touch the heels with your fingertips. That's where your placement should be for your feet. Feet are about 3 inches apart. Hands then lower down by your hips, and on an in-breath, your inhale, you press the pelvis and the hips up. The focus remains up towards the sky the whole time. You can stay here. As we did earlier, if you'd like to go deeper, interlace your hands underneath your pelvis and then tuck those shoulders under. You're going to get a little bit more lift and opening through the front of the sternum. Spread wide through the front of the lungs. Open up through the belly. An orchestration of engagement through your thighs, hamstrings, quads, glutes are all engaged here, not just glutes. Consider those inner thighs too, squeezing in. Good, everyone. On your next exhale, release down, relax your hands. You have another time to just draw those knees in. Happy baby pose for those who feel comfortable doing this. straddle stretch for those who feel comfortable doing this. Maybe full straddle, whatever you need. Since this is a 30-minute class and I'm at my 30-minute marker, take a moment here to ground back down in constructive rest. So a variation on that lying stand position. If you prefer a classical Shavasana position, find that for yourself. Here we're going to place our hands either onto the body if that feels best, or if you prefer, just palms up. Again, a more classical Shavasana stance, do that. Here, with the hands on the body, anywhere on the body, I want you to feel the flow moving through you. The flow of the breath. Close the eyes or soften your focus. Relax the muscles in the face, the jaw, let it all go. Go back to your intention. The intention that revolves around restoration and healing, so that we can find the restorative properties within and share that with others and our environment. Staying here, everyone. Breathing deeply in and out through the nose. Again, this was a special class for the air quality here in the Pacific Northwest because I'm based out of Portland, Oregon. I appreciate you all for being here. This was a 30-minute gentle SoYoDa class, somatics, yoga, and dance combined together. Thank you all for joining me today. I hope for all of you to have a restorative, healing day. Namaste, everyone. If you're interested in learning more about embodied practice, which is the school in which I'm running SoYoDa classes out of, you can always find embodied practice, follow it on Instagram. You can go to my website at michelleainza.com, learn more. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Michelle Ainza. Embodied practice runs 200-hour yoga teacher training programs. The fall session has already started, so now we're going into the winter session. That's going to start in January. It's going to be a 16-week session. It's $2,000. Based on what's going on with COVID, we'll find out if we're doing that online, in person, we'll see what happens. One day at a time here, everyone. Please join me every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Typically, it's a 60-minute class, and it's a little bit more active, but since we are adapting to our environment, today was gentle and 30 minutes. Please provide me comments, suggestions, recommendations, either through Instagram or email me at michelleainza@gmail.com. I love to hear from all of you. Hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Yes, donation-based class at Venmo or PayPal under Michelle Ainza. And then after COVID's over, Embodied Practice Studio in Northeast Portland will open officially. All right, thank you, everybody. Take care.